So welcome to the sessions on transforming Indians to transform India. We will start with a small prayer. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samastajana Kalyani Mudhatam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. So all of us, we do love our country, yes, and we see that more than 70% of our country is the youth. India is the youngest country in the whole world. And so, as a tribute to the country, it is the youth and all of us who have to empower the country. With that objective, this movement was launched, transforming Indians to transform India. So I will begin. So this is today's session. So the whole training is for 4 sessions, from 9 to 1. In each session, we will be covering about 2 levels of transformation. So today we will cover the introduction, physical transformation, and let us hope we can finish the emotional transformation also. So we begin with a small intro. The objective of this whole movement and specifically this session is what we will learn in the intro part. So one of the descriptions of our modern life goes like this. In the modern life, our communication is wireless, our business cashless, our youth, our telephone cordless, cooking fireless, youth jobless, religion creedless, food fatless, education valueless, our faith, can you guess? Baseless, godless, labor effortless, conduct worthless, cricket consistency-less, relationships loveless, attitude chalta hai, careless, feelings heartless, politics spineless, shameless. So what is the result? Our follies are countless, arguments baseless, commitment aimless, and life
Directionless.
it could be directionless. Here we have written meaningless and existence useless. It's just a humorous mail to just say what is the modern life, but what is the learning out of it? There is no depth, everything is less.
No direction. There's no goal.
No direction, no goal, okay. Anything else? What are the positive aspects?
Easy life.
Easy life. Anything else? A lot of positives also.
Operation Love. 120 crores a year.
120 crore
India is
Indians. That is about the country, the resource is 120 crore Indians. I am saying this description of modern life, what is the positive of that?
the left side part has to be taken care of.
Left side has to be taken care of. Okay. See, we see a lot of development, no? When it is said wireless, cordless, fireless, there is a development which is there, and the facilities, comfort, science, technology, so many things have developed compared to what was in the past. So life may have become more comfortable. So development has also happened a lot. But along with that, the inner growth that must happen, that is not matching. That's the difficulty. So in simple words, standard of living has gone up, but standard of life has come down. So the brochure that has been given to you, you will see that the statistics are very shocking in that. Every 15 minutes a teenager, every 90 minutes a teenager commits suicide in this country. 60% of our population will be terminally ill by, not 60% of our population, 60% of terminally ill patients of the world will be in India. So at physical level, emotional level, intellectual level, the workforce that, the people who are getting educated, professionals, only 25% of them are qualified to be employable. That's what the Ernst & Young research shows. So at every level we see that a lot of development, inner development is required. And so Gurudev, Swami Chinmayananda used to tell us this, that the higher the standard of living, deeper must be the standard of life. And that balance is what one must strike. So he used to give the example of a boat. In the boat there is a mast and a sail is tied. So the mast is visible. And that wind takes the boat forward. But what is not visible is the keel, which is below the boat, which is what balances the boat. And hence we see that the higher is the standard of living, the deeper must be the standard of life. If that is not there, then the abundance will be there in society. Many countries you will find that. But that abundance does not match with the peace of mind, happiness. So we see in today's world increased amounts of stress people go through. Worries, tensions, anxieties, depression. The main reason is the inner strength is not there. So we found that if a holistic level of transformation happens, then the person is ready to face the challenges of life. So not only have comforts and conveniences increased in today, but even the challenges have increased. And how do I equip myself? So hence we said these 7 levels of transformation are necessary. What are these 7 levels? Physical fitness, emotional strength, intellectual clarity, spiritual knowledge, patriotic dynamism, cultural pride and universal outlook. At these 7 levels, if someone can transform, not only that person is empowered, such individuals make up an empowered country or a society. And so before India becomes a developed nation, Indians have to develop further. Because each one makes the country. And so we made this whole movement, we initiated this movement in 2012 called Transforming Indians to Transform India. Each one is a very important factor. Generally we think what should change in the country is majority of the time we will think the government must change, education must change, media must change. And everybody also says that famous line of Gandhiji, be the change that you wish to see. And they attempt also in different ways. But the knowledge that is available in the country today with the background of spiritual knowledge, the scriptural heritage, there's so many things that we have in the country that is still not reaching the people. The awareness is not enough. Hence we said all these 7 levels we must bring them to the knowledge and awareness of the people. That if anybody wants to change, what all should change? A piecemeal approach or a partial approach will never help. It has to be a holistic approach. And hence we said these 7 levels are important. So we made this video of how each one can make a difference. And that way the country changes. So our tagline of this movement is that my transformation transforms the nation. And in a simpler way, we always say, I transform, India transforms. You transform,
India transforms.
we transform,
India transforms.
that must go into the minds of all of us and the people with whom we share this knowledge. That each one can transform and each one's duty is to transform by sharing the knowledge with other people. So as you saw in the video, one person says that okay, I transform and I take up the cause, and then the domino effect happens. So that's the objective of this movement also, that we transform ourselves and share that with other people. So Gandhiji said this, be the change that you wish to see. Dr. Kalam said a very nice line. He said, India has a bright future if you dare to change. And he says that in Ignited Mind, there's a beautiful book that he wrote, one of his first books that came out. How many of you have read that book, Ignited Minds? Others, please read. Very, very nice book. And inspires us about the country. So in that he says that with the resources that we have, we can achieve 3 times more than what we do now in half the time that we normally take if we were to operate in a mission mode with a vision for the nation. And that vision for the nation is very important. That how we do our work with the idea that what I am doing is dedicated to my country. And hence he said India has everything. In another place he says in the book that more than recession, or inflation or terrorism. He is more concerned with the mindset of defeat, with the mindset of mediocrity. If we have the mindset of pessimism and mediocrity, we will never be able to take the country to a developed state or to a higher plane. No compromise must be the attitude which must come. And hence, that will happen only if we integrate ourselves. So Gurudev said, you change and the world around you will change. This actually has been said by all spiritual masters. That change begins with us. We can change nobody else outside. We can only provide the environment, the inputs. But we cannot make anybody change unless they want to change. So each one must be willing to change, and they can be willing to change if they understand the need and the cause. So Gurudev gave a talk in the UN where he was called, and the topic that he was addressing was planet in crisis. So in that planet in crisis, he spoke in the UN because a lot of efforts the UN does with for maintaining peace and trying to change the circumstances outside. And do you know that India contributes the maximum number of people, even the soldiers, for the UN peacekeeping force? The highest contribution is from India. Maximum number of people, volunteers and soldiers, go only from this country. And where all they go? So many different countries where there is some war and there is some different difficulties, disease and famine, and a lot of things are there. And our country, the people go for the sake of the world and they contribute. So there when he went, he spoke about it that one is that externally what UN is doing, but main transformation happens only if each individual transforms. And so there is a very small clip about that. We will see that.
Now then, friends, each individual is a unit in this universe, in this world. And all these individuals put together is called the community or the nation or the world itself. Apart from the individuals, there is no world. All of you put together without any distinction and differences, all your minds put together is the world outside. So if the majority of the minds are selfish, arrogant, utterly egocentric, vulgar, without a character, that society, that community will be of the same character. The nation, there is no nation, only a country where a population lives. There is no integrity between them. And internationally, no understanding. Individual, through individual perfection alone, world perfection can be aspired. This is the conclusion arrived at by the great thinkers of the past. In all scriptures of the world, I am not talking of Vedanta or the Indian textbooks. Is not Bible saying the same? Is not the Quran saying the same? Is the Brahmapada or the Buddhist saying the same? Every great master who has given enough thought to it has understood that the cause for the sorrows of the world outside is the imperfection or the disturbance of your own mind.
So each individual, for us when we come to Vedanta, this may be very evident, but when you go out and share this knowledge, you will find that one is not aware that I have to change for things to change. If I ask you what are the issues that are that India is facing today, what will you say? What are the various things that India is facing today? Corruption, poverty, health challenges, degradation of values, laid back attitude, natural values. We are not doing nature care. Pollution, blind following of the West, human trafficking. In all these issues, if you see, it is possible to deal with one issue, and there are people who dedicate their life and put efforts to handle one issue. Somebody says, okay, I will handle pollution, or I will work towards making India alleviate from poverty, or from literacy rate should go up. The different issues one can handle one by one. But to handle all of them, even if I don't want to handle one by one, what we need is the people who have that vision, who have that sense of sacrifice and dedication for the country. And if sustained work has to happen, then they need a lot of inspiration. Otherwise, in any issue when we start working, there are a lot of challenges which come. And one starts working, and then slowly one gives up saying, no, this is too difficult, I can't handle this. One of the main reasons why is because our priorities are always more important to us than the nation. After all my priorities are set, if I have some time, then I will give for the nation. That is what happens to us. And when majority thinks that way, we will always find that it is difficult to get people to support a cause and to make a movement and then create a sustainable change. But where people dedicate some time saying, this is my priority in life, one of my priorities is this, that needs a sense of commitment and sacrifice. Suppose 6 days a week I am working. On the 7th day I would like to relax, not how natural it is. But if we have that sense of commitment, we will say that okay, on this 7th day, this many hours I will dedicate for this cause, and this is what I want to do, and this is what I am going to do. Any movement, any great work happens only through sacrifice. It cannot happen as a byproduct of being in one's comfort zone. If you think about it, if we have had freedom today, did all our ancestors and grandfathers and all of them think in that way? Today we are not asking that kind of a sacrifice. But selfishness is something which is the cause of majority of our problems. The root cause of all problems is selfishness. Whether it is corruption or whether it is poverty, whether it is human trafficking, any of these. Selfishness and greed is the cause of a lot of problems that one goes through. Individually also, nationally also. And hence the objective, so this transforming Indians to transform India is not an event. It is a sustained movement. Because if we are talking about transformation in the country, it can't happen overnight by just one event or a few things which we do. It is a sustained movement. And so first and foremost we should be clear what is the objective of this movement. Because we need to be convinced and we need to be able to share that with people. Number one objective of the movement is inspire transformation at a personal level and enable national transformation. As we saw, individual perfection is required for world perfection. Second, instill the feeling of nation above self. My country comes before me. And not that such people do not succeed. They all succeed also. and they contribute in a big way to the country. Our idea is that if I have to succeed, I have to be selfish. After I become selfish and become successful, then I will contribute to the nation. Is that the right approach? Think about it. There is nothing wrong in wanting to be successful. No problem. In fact, spirituality tells us that. Kushalat na pramoditavyam. Don't postpone your welfare. Bhutyai na pramoditavyam. Don't postpone your success. Don't postpone your fame. But at the same time, it also says Rashtra Devo Bhava. May the country be your altar of dedication. It should go hand in hand. And you will see examples of many people who have consciously dedicated themselves for the upliftment and the development of the country. And they have been successful. There are many people who become successful and they say, as a byproduct of my success, the multiplier effect is working and the country is benefiting. So there are some people who are like that, and there are other people who work with that sense of purpose and dedication. And then the country grows. And they also become successful. So the objective of this movement is if each one feels the nation above self, even in small ways. We are not even talking about big sacrifices, even in small ways. Saving the electricity, saving water, following the traffic rules. They are all small ways. But the feeling of nation above self, it will express. And then it goes on to other aspects of life. And third aspect is to provide opportunity to every Indian to contribute positively to the country. People are passionate about the country. They want to do something for the country. The idea is to make a difference at a grassroots level. That if we need people for education, if we need people for handling corruption, if we need people to ensure that there is proper education, we need people to alleviate poverty, we need doctors, lawyers, so many people we need. Our objective is to create such people by empowering them individually. That when they become whatever they take up the positions in the society, they have the right vision. So it is to make a difference at the grassroots level. The objective of the movement is this. We always say, tell me, is it more effective to work on the effects or more effective to work on the cause? Cause, right? So if we say that corruption, poverty, illiteracy, pollution, are these the cause or are these the effects? These are effects. Cause is selfishness, insensitivity, greed, that is the cause. And one has to work at that level. What will make us drop our selfishness? Think. It's natural to want anything for oneself, no problem in that. But is it possible to drop selfishness? And if yes, what will make us drop selfishness? Why will I have a higher goal? Today people say, no, why should I be happy with what I have? I will become complacent. They say, I am hungry for more, I am discontented. That is why I will grow.
That's why we have to be satisfied.
But that philosophy people don't accept today. They say, no, if you feel satisfied, you will be left behind. That's the insecurity in the mind. What you are saying is the right thing, no doubt, but the conviction about that is not there. No? What will make a person drop selfishness? And think about examples where we actually drop selfishness. Then you will know the answer. Very easy.
Sense of oneness.
True. Sense of oneness
Love.
and love. That's all. Where there is a sense of oneness, there is love. There selfishness goes. Very easy. And it happens to all of us. Not that some extraordinary thing that we are talking about. A mother feels one with the child. She is able to sacrifice so many things. How much we would have troubled her in the night. We don't sleep, can't go on crying. She has to sacrifice her sleep, and the day she has to go and work. But she will do all that. So the idea is where the sense of oneness comes. If I feel that this is my country, that feeling of oneness has to come. Just like a mother feels, this is my child. This is my country. Number one. Number two, the love for the country must come. How will I love the country? When I know the glory and the greatness of the country, then the love automatically is invoked. And so the objective of this movement is this, that let people become aware of the glory of the country. Let people feel that sense of oneness and become positive contributors to the country at a grassroots level. 100 years and more ago, Vivekananda said, drop all selfishness, bundle it and throw it into the sea if you really want to make a difference and serve the society. And he said, give me 100 such men and I can transform the whole world. And that's very powerful. Because real service comes only when there is sense of selflessness and sacrifice. The question, what will I get out of it, is what we ask everywhere. That question must change to, what can I give to it? How many of you heard the speech of our Honorable Prime Minister on the Independence Day? Those of you who have not heard, your homework is go and hear. He said, one very nice point he said, we always think, इसमें मेरा क्या? What is there in it for me? And इसमें अगर मेरा कुछ नहीं, तो इससे मुझे क्या? That's the natural apathy. And if I am not getting anything out of it, how does it matter to me? I don't care. That is the cause of our problems in this country. Hence, that must go. The mindset must change from what did the country give to me and what it is giving to me, how am I benefiting, to what will I give. It is to give back how much the country has already given us. Hence TITI is that. Now a lot of people think that, oh, what can I do, one individual, this is all motivational talk, it is okay Swamiji, but मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ? I am one individual. मेरे से क्या होगा? Do you believe that one person can really make a difference, or you believe that one person can do nothing much? You don't have to say can make because you are here. If you feel can't make, say. So the video of TITI, many of you have seen, but many of you are new, so please watch. What makes a difference? Individuals. How much the individuals make a difference? We have just given a few examples here. There are lots and lots of examples. You can find some more examples and let us know. Then we will keep it on our database so that whenever it is for, we have to give talks, we have live examples of people.
आज सब कुछ बदलेगा, आज अंबर मचलेगा, जब दिल में ज्योति की हो पुकारिए देश बढ़ेगा। आज तो जिद करना है, चलो हमें कुछ करना है, जिसे रास्ता ना देखना हो बस उसको डरना है। उम्मीदें हौसले ये सिर्फ शब्द ना रह जाए, हम, दिमाग में दम, युवा को कोई रोक ना पाए। हमसे हो रोशनी, हम होंगे बदलाव, हमसे ही देश हो, मिलकर बढ़ेंगे। दूर क्या देखते हो, खुद में कभी झांक के देखो। जब बदलेगा हर एक घर, बदलेगा देश भी। जानकर सोच मिलेगी, सोच से राह मिलेगी, उस राह पर हम सफर युवा को जान मिलेगी। अंधेरे करवटे, इनको साथ झेले हम, सब अपना है ना थकना है, अपने बाजुओं में दम। हमसे हो रोशनी, हम होंगे बदलाव, हमसे ही देश हो, मिलकर बढ़ेंगे। उम्मीदें, हौसले, ये सब शब्द ना रह जाए। जमा है हम, दिमाग में दम, युवा को कोई रोक ना पाए। हमसे हो रोशनी, हम होंगे बदलाव, हमसे ही देश हो, मिलकर बढ़ेंगे यार। हमसे हो रोशनी, हम होंगे बदलाव, हमसे ही देश हो, मिलकर बढ़ेंगे यार। हमसे हो रोशनी, हम होंगे बदलाव, हमसे ही देश हो, मिलकर बढ़ेंगे। हमसे हो रोशनी, हम होंगे बदलाव, हमसे ही देश हो, मिलकर बढ़ेंगे यार।
So just a few examples. Now, we saw the objective of this movement. The tagline is My Transformation Transforms the Nation. We have given a copy of the book to all of you. How many of you have read the book before? So rest of you please read cover to cover. You have 1 month's time. These are 7 short stories for each level of transformation. Stories are only a means to convey the deeper aspects that one needs to know. So the movement has 3 phases. So as we said, we launched it in 2012, and there was a quiz competition and many different prominent personalities were involved in the whole process of the launch of the movement. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, he came and even addressed a group at Chennai. Here, the governor, Sri K. Shankar Narayan, he launched it. In Goa, it was launched by the governor. Different places, different people have launched it. And in the first phase, we had about 1.5 lakh families who participated in the whole quiz. Second phase is now, where we are going to plan seminars and do these 7 workshops in different places in the whole country. Idea is to do it in every district in India, and hence we need more people to volunteer and to go out and start. Even here in Mumbai itself, so many schools, colleges, we need to go out. So seminars will be from now till next year December is the second phase. It can go on even after that, but at least till that much we are going to put our efforts, and we need to do 1008 workshops in Mumbai is what we have thought. That is our small tribute to our country. And so we work with that passion that 1008 is the number and we have to reach it all over Mumbai. And third phase will start next year on May 8th, where there is a national rally with the exhibition vans, where we take this rally across the country. From Ernakulam it will start, that's the birthplace of Swami Chinmayananji, and across the country whole it will go and finally come to Chinmay Vibhuti. So through the rally from May 6th to May 8th next year to December 31st is the rally. May 8th is Swami Chinmayananji's Jayanti birthday, and December 31st is when he started the movement in Rastapet temple in Pune, where he gave the first talk. So for those 6 months, each place, maybe some place 3 days, some place 5 days, like in Mumbai it is going to be for 10 days, in the last week of December. So from 20th December to 30th December, the rally will be in Mumbai. So these vans will go, and we will have different schools, colleges, various other people to see the exhibition. It's a mobile exhibition. As well as we have prominent personalities coming and talking about their vision of a developed India. So what is law in a developed India? What is economics in a developed India? What is agriculture in a developed India? What is politics in a developed India? What is education in a developed India? So these seminars, so people get the vision of what they need to work for. So first and second phase is to prepare the people, and next phase is to give them the vision of what is a developed India in that field, how you can contribute. So now we are on the second phase, and hence these workshops are what we are going to conduct, where it can be done weekly once, or it can be done on 2 weekends, or it can be done as a whole camp, whichever way people come forward to give us time, and we would like to conduct these workshops and reach maximum people. This specific session has 3 objectives. One is to train oneself, second is to equip oneself to teach, and third is to make a difference and transform. So when we are training, a few attitudes we must keep in mind, even when we are training ourselves and teaching. Number 1 is to be an instrument to reach out the knowledge to maximum people. The highest service that one can do is the service of knowledge. You know that saying, feed a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach him fishing, you feed him for a lifetime. So the need of the hour is to make people independent, strong. And hence the first thing we must know is, this is also service and a seva. Many people don't consider this as a seva. They consider seva means what? I will go to an orphanage, I will do some donation of clothes or money or something to the poor. But to go and impart knowledge and empower the people is also called as Gyan Seva. And that is one of the highest forms of Seva. So our attitude must be that I am an instrument available for this kind of a Seva. Second, as I said earlier, it's an opportunity to serve the nation at the very cause level, at a very grassroots level. Just like you saw so many examples, each individual got transformed and inspired by one vision that they had. Dr. Varghese Kurian, he had that vision that let these milkmen get what is due to them. And he formed that whole cooperative society and that Amul he formed. And from insufficiency, today India is the largest milk producing country in the world. So the whole transformation happened because that one person got inspired and he made a difference at a grassroots level. Dr. Kalam, how much he struggled to study science and from where to where the country has gone. So idea is to be able to empower the country through the right knowledge. And of course it will help us to build strong teams in the Chinmaya mission itself, build rapport with various educational organizations. So idea is not just to do random workshops, that also is a beginning point. But if we can make a rapport, let us say with 10 schools, and constantly we are able to share the knowledge with them, that would be a great thing because then sustained development can happen. So it's not only about numbers, the 1008 we need to do, it's about the quality also, that we can continuously interact with them and make a difference at a deeper aspect. Inspire new members, build a database, have the chicks who are dynamic. So this specific session we will be doing this, that we will go through 7 levels of transformation and you can choose to master 1 or 2 levels to begin with. The exposure to 7 levels is important so that you know what is there in what, and then you choose which level you want to master and then go through the process where you have to study the particular chapter of the book, write the question paper, answer a question paper and do mock presentation. If these 3 when we are able to do, then we are thorough in that level and we can go and share the knowledge with people. So the idea is to become committed and have a certain quality. So it is not only about, okay, I have known what is it, now I am going to go and talk. One has to be thorough with that. Because when we go out, there are lots of different types of questions and people we will meet. So we need to be equipped properly. So we are here for that cause and we are here for that kind of a serious committed work. Right now we are doing this training in South Bombay. Earlier we did it in Powai. Sometime later it is being planned in Andheri. So idea is to form teams in every zone and then people will start going to the institutions in those zones. So now at the end of it we will also request people to give certain time commitment, whatever they can spare. There are 2 aspects to this. One is that one can go and actually share the knowledge with people. If you feel you have that time, you can talk, you can share. Other aspect is also that we need people to help, to organize. So you could even be instrumental to organize the workshop. Okay, I know such and such principle of this school and I can put in a word and I can ensure that the workshops get done here. That coordination can be done. Or you can even go with the trainers because at the place where the training is, the sessions are held, trainers will require some help because sometimes it is audio visual help setup that has to be done, distribution of literature has to be done, collecting back their data, lot of some simple help is also required. So go through all these sessions and then you decide whichever way you can contribute, you are welcome to contribute. So this is the basic introduction. Now we go into the first aspect and that is the physical transformation. So you will need to now this what we are going to do is how we generally do it in schools and colleges. So there will be a lot of activities involved, interaction involved. So to begin with, you will all need to stand up, put aside your bags and books. Maybe create some space between the chairs or move them aside. It's a small activity now.